Hello all my JavaScript friends, this is TheVirtuoid, aka Mike Smith, and this is our factory game. And in fact, this is kind of just a little update on the factory game, concerning the fact that I'm 3.5 weeks late with everything here. But there's a couple of very good reasons why. One of them is, a way to get a lot of sympathy, but for the last 3 weeks or so, work is really, this is the pay the mortgage job is really just slammed me, and so I've come home just too dead tired. If you take a look at how many times I've actually submitted to the repository, you'll find out that there's been days and days of absolutely no submissions whatsoever. And when you're real tired, it's hard to work on this kind of stuff, especially somebody as old as I am, but we won't get into that. But the other reason why is basically from what you're seeing on the screen here. One of the issues that you will always have when you're designing things like this, games, is that you have the great idea and you set forth your ideas. As a matter of fact, let's just flip over to the other screen here. You have all the different ideas of what you want to do with the system. There it is. That's what I was looking for. So here's all of the original design that I had figured out I was going to be able to use with this game here. And from all that, as you can see on the left-hand side here, I got classes all over the place, for the extractors, the conveyors, the combinators, the bases, the alloys, all that kind of fun stuff. But the problem I had is that it was going along swimmingly well until I got to the point where I wanted to get the ores to go up on the conveyor belts. Now, they're running on the conveyor belts now. They're very jumpy. I know what to do to fix that. But once I got to that point, I'm sitting there thinking, oh, well, my design here just doesn't work, so let's back this ore out a little bit and figure out how it works. Well, that part didn't work, so it's because the conveyors were not designed correctly. But the conveyors were not done correctly, so I've got to take a look at the extractors. Well, the extractors are not done correctly. Well, then I got to take a look at the world and then the game I literally had to, starting this past weekend, go back to the very beginning, and I created a new branch off of my main and basically just refactored as I went along here. Basically say, okay, because it just was a mess and a half. And I've got it working now to the point where I wanted to get it work 3.5 weeks ago when I said, yeah, we're going to drop videos, woohoo! So I will definitely be dropping a video on Thursday, but I do want to kind of show you exactly where we are right now with everything. All right, so let's go ahead and just do it. I'm going to do a refresh on the screen. This is the world, as you see here on the right-hand side here. You've got the different things you can eventually put onto the screen. Not everything works here. There's no advanced level 2 or anything like that. Left-hand side here is basically, a statistics section. And the idea here is that you'll buy all of these different pieces for money. The conveyors each cost $10 a piece for right now. The extractors cost $100. That will change as we get a little bit more into the game. They will appear on the inventory side, and then we put them onto the board. And each one of these little circles that you see on the board here represents a different mineral that we can extract. And right now we can only extract the red minerals, which is, I think it's aetherite. I can't remember them. I got weird names for it. Let's see if I can find that name. Yeah, aetherite is the name of it. And so I will purchase a extractor. And then what I will do here is I will click on it's put it into the inventory, as you can see, but I will click on the extractor, and then I'll move it over into the play area. And as you can see, if you can see, let's zoom in just a little bit here. In fact, let's zoom in a lot. And as you can see here, I've got an extractor that once I place it upon the ground, it will start extracting. So if I place it on the ground, absolutely nothing's happening because I didn't place it over a red square. So red will match with red, green will match with green, black will match with black, purple will match with purple, and so on and so forth. So let me highlight that, and I'll hit the delete key, and that will delete it off. Let's go ahead and purchase another extractor, and let's purchase a couple of straight conveyors because that's the only one I've gotten working so far. So in my inventory, I've got one extractor and 8 different straights. So if I click on the extractor, I can now put it on the red thing. In fact, I've hit the R button. You can kind of see it rotating, so it will even rotate 90 degrees at a time. We'll keep it going down for right now. If I do that, you'll now see, let me just really zoom in here. Like that's as far as I can zoom in, but you can see the little red dot coming in. That means right now it's extracting that particular piece of ore. So then if I click on the straight, I can bring the straight over. I'll rotate it to where it works. And then we'll just start building our conveyor. There we go. Oops. Oops. Messed that up. There we go. Okay, I hit escape. Let me highlight that and delete that, highlight that and delete that. So basically that's the idea here, is that you'll have an extractor to extract the conveyors, and then you'll have the conveyor go to the distribution center, which is located right here, and then you'll get money as the ore goes in. And you could put in purifiers to purify the ore to get more money. You can put alloys in, or combinators to be able to create alloys to get even more money. You can advance to level 2. You can advance up levels, which will give you faster conveyors or better extractors. There's purity factors and things like that. You know, so there's a lot of different things you're going to be able to do here. But I wanted to get it to the point where I can at least show you that I've, finally got it working after a lot of work to try to get this ore stuff working correctly. But that's pretty much what it is. I've been working on it all, for most of the weekend here. Got it now to the point where I'm comfortable with finally doing the videos, where I don't think I'm going to be able to blow up all my designs like I have for the past 3 weeks. And then we will start the videos on Thursday. I haven't recorded them yet. I will probably record them both Tuesday and Wednesday night. This happens to be Monday, February 16th, 2026, in case for any of y'all listening to it in the future. And so we'll get that working, and hopefully by that point I will also get the curves working, because I ain't got those working yet, or the T-junctions, or get the ores to go nice and pretty and clean on the conveyor belts. But hey, thanks very much for listening and all that. So this is the Virtuoid Mike Smith. Keep on coding. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel to view more videos. Click on the like button on this video and visit us at virtuoid.com. Also, support us on Patreon, where you can get access to member-only videos. Links are down below. Again, thank you very much for watching, and keep on coding.